everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of The Big Show. I am your host, Jerk, and I am here to help you navigate the tantalizing and, dare I say, titillating waters of... am I reading this right? Video game boats? Alright. A couple weeks ago, I had a request to get tonight's guest back on the show, and folks, contrary to what the naysayers and haters may lead you to believe, but here on this program, we aim to please. So I made some calls, called in some favors, and ladies and gentlemen, we got them. So let's get them out here before the action kicks off. Put your hands together for the light at the end of the tunnel, which is either an oncoming train or your salvation. The Tech Tree Tier 7 Russian destroyer in quotes. Give it up for Tashkent. To the match. We are on Greece, and as you know, Greece is a producer of fine olive oils amongst many other things, including Krakens. Let me get the commander and modules on the big screen here. We've got the Honka Burnin' Love Trubetsky sprinkled with some Old Bay seasoning and his favorite weeb as your lane Atago. As usual, Atago is left over on there from my Khabarovsk build, but it works. I always forget to change my inspirations. If only there was a way to save custom builds for specific ships. Anyway, give up, Benham. I've got the high ground. Now, you may be wondering why I took that hard left at Albuquerque when I told my teammates to go to A. Well, one of my division mates had told me there was a wall of torps coming at them, so I knew the Benham was there, and I turned in to assist. If you noticed in the modules, I have chosen to forego the concealment system and instead opt for the double rudder, which allows me some serious wiggle and maneuverability. That's how I managed to dodge those torps. And that allows the Tashkent to be quite the agile cruiser. Destroyer. We know what it is, really. This is really the littlest cruiser, but unlike all the other Russian destroyers, which really only have guns with awful turret rotation, the Tashkent gets decent turret rotation and very usable torps. For a while, I used the torpedo mod, and I think the reload was down somewhere around 50 seconds, somewhere around there. And while they aren't exactly speed demons, they do hit sufficiently hard, and thanks to finally having a little range on them, they are actually quite usable. One of the things I hope to show in this video is why having such ridiculous detection ranges available on some destroyers actually promotes poor gameplay and actually makes the player base who rely on that busted game mechanic detriments to their team. You can see my detection on here, 6.4 kilometers. Nothing to write home about, but when you play the game properly, you don't need that crazy low detection. So we first saw it with that Benham not doing its job of scouting, spotting, capping, and contesting, instead opting for a YOLO torp run. And next we will see it with one of the worst offenders in the game. And I want to specify I am not picking on these players, not at all. In most games I'm sure this works because it is easy. Speaking of easy, torping a AFK Tirpitz is easy, but we've got other things to take care of first. So we know their other destroyer is on the sea cap, and we're going to come over here and take care of it. And just like that, the red team has no more destroyers. But who is to blame for this situation the red team finds themselves in? Is it the destroyer players or the rest of the red team? I would suggest it is actually the rest of the red team and not the destroyer players themselves. You can see the support this last destroyer had is, well, nowhere to be found. Now, part of that is because this Tirpitz is AFK, so let's just go ahead and punish him now with these torps. And another part is that the red Synop threw it in reverse, completely working against the power of its dispersion model. There are some simple truths in life. Flies and vampires go together like bullets and guns, and these Synops guns get more and more accurate the closer it gets. So this stupidly low detection lures a player into a false sense of security, and the inherent nature of low detection ships make captains throw their ships in reverse, and the circle of bad gameplay is complete. Will carriers change this? I mean, it really remains to be seen, but bad habits are hard to unlearn. I mean, whatever, it's a game, and the real question should be, is this fun? Or is it fun enough to keep playing? For now, at least, for me, it is, but I do think that we need something. Lighten up, Francis. Alright. Here we lie in wait for the Synop, whom I believe has recognized their fate. It will simply be up to them to decide who gets to send them to meet their maker. Now, I wasn't on the Kraken hunt yet. It really hadn't even crossed my mind, so that's why I'm wasting so much time down here. Because I just have to wait for one little thing, and then we can go. I'm waiting for, well, I don't particularly care to be spotted by that plane, so I'm going to drop some smoke and just smoke them if you got them, I guess. But what I'm really looking for is the starter pistol, which is the Synops guns to be fired, because then they're going to have a good old-fashioned 30-second reload. There they are. Hit the gas. Let's do this. Put some fish in the water, some on the indicator, some behind it, and I'm going to hold on to a set. I was going to try to torp them from the other side, but whatever, we'll just send it straight down the middle. Alright, there's number 3. And now I was like, you know what? Maybe I could get a Kraken here, but I'm obviously not going to be able to torp that Iowa from here. So let's put these guns to use. It's a shame that the commander I really need here is locked behind a paywall. Well, it was, and that is, I think, the Transformer one that gives you more range. That's what I'd rather have on here than Azure Lane Atago. And these obvious sort of pay-to-win perks being locked behind a paywall, I don't know if that's a good look either. So I do get one fire, and that Iowa immediately puts it out, but hey, at least we got Gleaves for free, and I definitely find that him as a commander has opened up some new fun things for the American ships. Anyway, I'm just going to keep shooting this Iowa. I think their damage con lasts around like 25 or 30 seconds, so once that's over, I should be able to get another fire on them. I was kind of wondering, what are they doing here? Alright, there's a shot at me. I'm going to turn a little bit, and I do take a little bit of damage there. Why aren't I getting a fire? Ask and ye shall receive. It looks like this Iowa is going to turn in and head into the cap, which is going to give me another chance to show off the whole reason people grind this line for those Tashkent torpedoes. This is actually some pretty bad torpedoing on my part. I end up stacking a couple of these, which is really unnecessary. If I had just kind of spread them out a little bit, I maybe could have gotten a double strike here. Or if I had actually been paying attention to this game rather than just focusing on this Iowa, then I would have noticed that this Leon that is about to be spotted right there has got no health. I probably could have hit them with one shot right there. Just crazed over it. By the time I realize it, I don't have an angle anymore. And I was a little concerned that the Iowa was slowing down, so I'm going to shoot them to encourage them to speed up. I don't know if that was needed, but hey, we get another fire. See, now I'm seeing that Leon, and it's like, oh, I don't have the shot. Now, my division mate who was dead said, oh, you might be getting a double strike here, but the Iowa ends up blocking all of them. I think the Leon would have hit this last set of torps right there, but our own Leon gets it, which is fine. You know, you got to leave something for your teammates, right? You can't have them all. Of course, now I need one last ship sunk for the Kraken. And what do we have but a running Odin? So let's chase him down. Alright, while we chase this down, I just want to again thank everyone who joined the streams on Friday and Saturday. The turnout was way above my expectations, so thank you very much for being there. Even if I found most of the games of questionable quality, both as far as entertainment and just team play. Maybe that's just what happens when you stream, and I'll just have to learn to live with it. But it was fun, and we'll do it again soon. I might stream my mornings when I play too, I don't know, but once I'm comfortable with the whole thing, I already have some ideas about new things I would like to incorporate, and we'll just see what happens. Same as we did with these gameplay videos. Just a few short months ago, they were quite a bit different than the animals they have become today. Now, speaking of animals, this Odin. We get one fire. It's one thing. It's one thing when people kite in their cruisers at the end of the game, but kiting in a battleship at the end of the game. I get another fire. I mean, they're going down now. I think you're going to see me switch to AP here as well. We pick up the Confederate. Once they just give me a little more broadside. I wish I'd been showcasing the AP on this a bit earlier, but I just didn't really have any opportunities. But you can see AP on here. It's doing some damage too. We're going to chip them down, and we will end up getting, what is this, Kraken 213 in the Tashkent. Alright, scoreboard. We finish this game with 3,211 XP for a very good game. I didn't really feel like I did too much in that one, but the score says otherwise. Cheers to the blue team, who did not clump up into a ball and instead went forward, and cheers to the red team for giving up the entire map from the get-go. And that's going to wrap it up for this one. If you recognize that the Tashkent is in the top 3 tier 7 destroyers, hit like. If you think that it needs to have a sub 5 kilometer detection to be competitive, hit dislike. Questions, comments, the number of suicide torp rushes it took you to get through the Gnevny, leave it down below. I see the sweat forming on your brow, but don't panic, you can simply hit subscribe and you'll never miss another one. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll get back out there for another one soon, and we will talk then.